I think it's okay.
Okay. It's fun lah, just sitting
Yeah.
here in your old neighborhood
Yeah.
and your current neighborhood, which is that one.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
It looks like a prison a bit from here, but inside is
Ah,
nice.
inside's
They just
nice.
haven't painted the outside in a while.
True. Yeah. What's it like living on your own now? Like living away from parents and familiarity.
I think the freedom, of course, is the best part, but I think also the satisfaction of being able to make your own decisions, like even the small things, like oh, what kind of soap you buy, what
What
kind of
kind of soap you
sponge you
buy?
keep in your kitchen,
Yeah.
like yeah, it's more autonomy, I feel,
Mm.
and that kind of filters into other parts of your life.
Hmm.
So it's like, oh, I can decide these small things for myself, and then it like builds your confidence to make decisions in other areas also, in a
Yeah.
way.
And how's it with because you stay with your sister, and sometimes staying with family, parents is one thing, but siblings sometimes you can get along. Sometimes it's a bit challenging. How do you find your flow living with family and making it still your own space?
I think it's fun. It's fun living with my sister in the sense that we are each other's best friend. So
So nice.
we get along really well, and we understand generally how we like to do things. We are similar in quite a few ways, and we get each other in the ways that we're different. Like we just allow it. One thing I didn't expect, which is it has its own charm to it, but I didn't expect that. Like say if we're living with our parents, my sister's a yapper, so she can distribute the yapping among like the three of us. But if it's just the two of us living together, it's like all the yapping is to me.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh,
and
that's
she
true.
didn't. I don't think we didn't realize. I don't think we realized how introverted I am and how extroverted she is until we started living together alone.
Yeah.
Because then, like, if she's going out with her friends and I'm home alone, she'll be like super apologetic. She'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm leaving you alone at home," because she doesn't like me left alone at home.
Huh.
But then I'm like reassuring her, like, "No, yes, I enjoy this. I like having my own space." So we are getting to know different sides of each other also.
Mm. Okay.
It's very amusing. I find it all very entertaining.
How has your creativity changed moving into a new place?
Ooh. I'd say I'm just settling into a rhythm because the first few months were chaotic. It's like the moving is chaotic, and then the family dynamic stuff,
Mm.
adjusting to my parents moving away, and like us traveling to go and see them. I think only now, after about 6 months, we are starting to actually develop some kind of sustainable routine.
Mm.
Before this is just keeping up with everything. So now I can appreciate the fact that I have my own space better. And it's like I now have this, what used to be our dining table in the family house is now my dedicated craft table.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
nice.
so I can keep all my yarn for crochet or whatever there and like spread it all out and have like this huge working area. If I now want to do bigger paintings and stuff, I have this big surface that I can use that no one else is going to touch. So that's something I'm looking forward to now that we are a bit more settled. Yeah, and then just in a way, it's also more difficult because there's more things to think about, like running your own household. Everything from like grocery shopping to taking care of your own meals to cleaning, cooking, all that kind. Like it's more things to manage and more things to balance with the creative part. But again, like the autonomy of knowing, like in this case, I'm going to prioritize finishing my project over like making a full meal. Like you have it's different choices,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't say I have a definitive answer yet. But
Okay.
it's like evolving, and it's
Yeah.
nice to see where it's going also.
Okay. And on that dining table that you have now, where it's more of your creative space, what are some things that you can see yourself doing? What kind of artworks or creative ventures that you might do with that?
One thing that I've been wanting to do for a while is another crochet tapestry. Uh,
Yes.
the previous one I did, it was like a big secret. I'm like, I don't want anyone to see what it is and this and that. But like now that I have this space, I'm thinking I could probably do a bigger one and then just lay it flat so I don't have to worry about it warping. Or that was an issue that I had when I wanted to do a second one, because like, yeah, when like you're crocheting, then there's issues with yarn tension or whatever. So I'm
I,
trying
I
to
don't know
solve.
anything about
Yeah,
yarn tension, but
yeah.
wow, didn't know yarns will go through tension as well. But
In this economy. uh, yeah, so like if I'm not laying it flat, like sometimes there can be issues with, oh, this stitch I pull the yarn too tight and then it'll bunch up in that area.
oh, okay,
Whereas
okay.
if I'm hoping to solve that by like having a space where I can kind of spread it out and I'm just moving the mic around. Yeah. Yeah, spread it out and then just like work in rows rather than, I don't know. I don't know how to describe this very well.
Hmm.
Like say I lay it flat and it stays in one place and then I move across the row rather than
Okay,
I sit
okay.
still and like move the fabric.
Understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay, I can picture it. So arts wise, you've been looking at crochet. You've been doing crocheting, drawing, um, digital art,
Yes.
and now you want to look into painting. Um,
Embroidery,
oh, wow.
mixed media. Yeah.
Like whoa, whoa. Yeah, okay, okay. What can you see yourself doing with paintings?
I think I want to start with like stylized portraits maybe, or flowers, patterns, because these are things like subjects that I'm familiar with. So I think to anchor myself in something familiar while exploring such a new medium
Mm,
would be, I think I'd have a bit more stability. Like I would kind of know what I'm doing. Uh, yeah, I have ideas for like visuals that I want to create. Mm. So it'll be more about how I achieve that with a very new medium.
mm,
Yeah, but I do want to explore, like once I've painted something, how can I embellish it with things like embroidery or collage or, yeah. I think I want to have like some kind of craft element no matter what it is.
mm.
It's something I've been thinking about a lot because of like AI generated imagery, because it's very easy to generate like a flat image
Mm.
in this day and age. But certain things you cannot replicate with a machine. Or like say if I'm creating a painting and then I add like 3D elements through craft, like through beading or crochet or embroidery or whatever, that's like something that AI as yet cannot do.
I hope it never can do
Yeah.
that. Mm.
'Cause
Hmm.
the digital space is like a free for all at the moment.
Yeah.
The handmade space is still, to me, I find it still a bit sacred in a way.
I was gonna say the
Yeah.
word secret, so yeah, yeah. Previously, you could say full time as an artist, doing some freelance work and kind of like having the space to create as much as you want. But now that you have gone to corporate, how do you find time to cre- have your creative activities and artwork?
Yeah, that was a big challenge the first year. I think challenging also because I was adapting to a new environment, so I
Mm,
wasn't sure how to strike that balance. Um, Slowly, I'm finding more. I wouldn't say I'm finding more time. I'm making more time for the creative stuff because I
mm,
realize how fundamental it is to me and
mm.
my sanity even. Because I would say I burned out quite badly, like say middle of last year, just because I was so focused on being good at the corporate stuff
Mm.
and not prioritizing the creative side of my life. To the point that now it's like, okay, 6 o'clock is the cutoff time. Like I'm not gonna work after that. I'm gonna craft. I don't care about uh, putting in extra work to get ahead,
Mm-mm.
or showing like, oh, I'm putting in so much effort because I want a promotion. I'm not super interested in climbing the ladder or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think now I'm clearer about work is work. Uh, I do it to pay the bills. I'm not. I know that I'm not passionate about it.
Yeah.
I'll give it as much time as it requires for me to be decent at it and to like to keep clients happy, to make things easier for my teammates. Honestly, I think the biggest driving factor at work is just making life easier for my teammates. I don't even really care about anything else. But for me, I know that what's fulfilling is my relationships, my faith, my creativity. Yeah. Then
Okay.
work has its own box.
Yeah, in a way, like work can support what you're doing, and it doesn't have to be tied to your identity as well.
Because there's nothing about what I do for a living that really resonates on like a deep level.
Yeah,
Like I just know it's like I'm applying a skill that I've acquired
yeah.
in exchange for money. That's it.
Then how do you answer the question when someone asks you like, "What do you do?" I ask that because I feel like as an artist, when someone asks me what do I do, yes, I say I teach piano, but a big part of me is oh, I make music, and I when I do say that, because it's not earning me an income as compared to teaching or some other job, it's usually s- not my. I kind of gauge the person before I actually say I
Yeah,
make
like read
music.
the
So
room,
I
right?
wonder how do you take that question? Do you answer it the conventional way of oh, I do this for my living, or do you tell them a whole spectrum of all the things that you do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I did do the thing for a while after I got this job where I'm like, oh yeah, I work in marketing and like I write. I'm a content writer or whatever. Uh, and I think it was my sister who told me like, actually, why don't you just tell people you do art? Because your job is your job. You're not defined by it.
Yeah.
Like some people are defined by what they do for a living, but in your case, you're so much more of an artist than a writer or a marketing
Mm.
person. So I'm like, it's a good point. I haven't yet introduced myself as like a creative since getting this job.
What are some of your current inspirations or inputs in creativity right now?
Of late, I think because I've been very craft driven, like mainly crochet, it's more about learning new skills or finding new projects where I have the chance to learn like a new skill.
And you said something about keeping your hands busy. Like this day and age, we're almost always relying on a device. How have you kept yourself using your hands more
Yeah.
rather than going online to maybe even get inspiration? What does your process look like with, let's say, you're creating something on your own without any um, device around, even if it's okay, maybe playing music could be one thing, but not using getting onto a platform to get information before acting on the craft. Like you just go straight to the craft and you work on it.
I wouldn't say it's perfect. Like I haven't really nailed it yet, I think, because sometimes I do scroll a lot and then I'm like, oh, this one project seems really interesting and then it's like 2 a.m. but I don't care and I just like pick up like
Yeah.
crochet hook or whatever and make something. So it's not uh, exactly where I want it to be yet. Like it's not a very sustainable process at the moment. Like say if I wake up with bags around my eyes and then my sister's like, what happened to you? I'd be like, I made the mistake of starting a new drawing at 10 p.m. because then I'll be up until like 3. Like I won't stop because that's like it's something I genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
Uh, and then there's always that thing of like, oh, just a bit more, just a bit more.
Just a bit more, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
That's nice.
yeah, I think it's more about like I just need to do it at the right time of day that it's not
Yeah.
going to affect my health, right? Working with my hands and analog mediums are so much more satisfying and fulfilling that the moment I'm in it, the digital stuff kind of takes a back seat on its own. It's not like a conscious thing that I have to do. What about you?
With digital and analog. Well, because I play a lot of piano and my piano is acoustic, that's already great for me to just get into it and play. My issue sometimes is relying on listening to music through my phone or other devices and then getting distracted by what's on it and having too much of an option. Let's say I'm looking for a song, like one sheet, or listening to something to get it by ear, then there's just so many versions of it, so many tutorials, and I'll be watching this, doing that. And I realize, hey, I'm sitting at the piano and I'm not playing anything.
Yeah.
So that can annoy me. So I've been trying to do it such that before I go to the piano, if I really need a reference, then I will get onto it and find it on YouTube or whatever and just watch it for a while and just try and play. I've been trying to put all devices away. I put it on do not disturb mode. If I can, like I'm trying to start printing my sheet music again, like just using books, music sheets, rather than always relying on the screen or what's in front of me. As for recording, so far it's a mixture. If I record from the piano, then I have my mics, and I like to even the act of putting the mic stand and assembling things, figuring it out. It's fun for me. Then the digital part will probably come with using the software to get my sound. I would say that I have maybe a good balance between the digital and analog way of creating. Just that digital tends to distract me more than the analog. Analog, I find, like you said, just you just get into it. It's almost hard to stop.
Yeah, analog makes you so present. There's
Yes,
it's
yeah,
so much harder to go off on a tangent.
yeah.
Like something I've been talking to my sister about recently also is um, the charm of last time we used to have like CD collections and then we put it all in the album and then you flip and you
Yes, yes,
decide what
yes.
you're going to listen to today
Yeah.
based on your collection.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the movie we just watched, this guy has like a handful of cassettes that he just like goes through. Like each morning he chooses which one he wants to listen to, and it's like his treasured collection kind of thing. And I'm like, it's so simple. Like there's less distraction.
Yeah. And also with that, you were saying you can also, with albums and having CDs, cassettes, you can listen to the whole concept of the album rather than jumping around in one playlist. You got a whole bunch of artists. Yeah, maybe it creates the mood for you, but you don't really get a sense of what's been created as a concept.
Then I think you treasure it more when it's not so accessible.
Yes, that's a good point. Well, I see a change now. Like a lot of people are posting about leaving digital behind and going fully analog, and I think that's fine. My only issue with that sometimes is the fact that it's being posted online.
It's a bit ironic.
And this sometimes I wonder if it's just to show like, oh look, I'm doing something different, rather than
performative.
performative. That's another word that's being thrown around. Performative. What kind of differences do you see in yourself as an artist and creative now as in your 30s than in your 20s? Anything that you can draw from?
In a way, it's a bit early to say because I'm like a fresh 30-year-old. I've been 30 for
only like a couple of days.
Yeah.
Fresh 30-year-old. That's true.
But I think I've been looking forward to this because I felt like my 20s it's kind of like a tired decade. Like I'm ready to leave that behind. Like it was messy and experimental and like in a lot of ways I was very lost. I was like searching for some sense of identity and stuff. But I think I'm not sure when it happened. Maybe like when I was 28, 29, then I started to settle a lot more. Not in a bad way, but like more like calm down. Yeah. And it's just like I've seen the themes that keep recurring in my life enough times to know that this isn't going to go anywhere and I should probably lean into it more. Like rather than trying to constantly find something new, like I should just
What is this? Why is he playing music suddenly? Where were you with the train? Because the guys that came.
I think actually you helped me like articulate it better because something that I've been very mindful about recently, especially after the whole fasting period, because when I was fasting for Thaipusam, I cut out basically anything that I felt was a distraction. So even things like food was pure vegetarian to keep things very simple. Not consuming media to quiet the mind kind of thing. And even things like sleeping on the floor, taking cold showers. It's just like I became very aware of the little comforts and indulgences that I allow myself every day. Um, and I think since then I've just been very aware of when I'm distracting myself, when I'm numbing myself, when I'm thinking too much about, or when I'm getting too caught up in the noise, I
Mm.
think. So even though I'm not fasting anymore, I'm still aware of like the disparity in my 30s now. It was a good way to start my 30s because now I'm just so aware of like going into it, what's me, what's not me, what's necessary, what's not necessary. um I think it would, at this stage of my life, it's more helpful to figure out what's not me than to go looking for what is me.
Mm.
Yeah.
I suppose that makes sense. In the 20s, I mean, even for me, I felt like I was trying to do so many things, and I felt like I had to be like the other people around me. Like, one big thing for me was, as a musician, at the time that we were in Aswara, a lot of people were doing jazz. And jazz is so cool, it's a whole different world. But I felt that I needed to be like this pro jazz musician, be like the rest of everyone else. But as I got older, I realized that, especially like late 20s and now 30s, I'm I don't need to take on so many different things, but I'm also in the process, like you, just what doesn't need to be a part of my life. Like I'm learning jazz on my own at my own pace, but I don't need to become like this other person. I'm happy for it to be a part of my life, but not become like what I think everyone is. In a way, it's like the process of elimination rather than accumulation at this
Yeah.
point.
Era we live in, we are being bombarded by information constantly, so there's a
Mm,
lot of subconscious conditioning that's happening. Even if you're not going out there
mm.
doing a bunch of things, there's still so much that we've accumulated without even realizing. mm. So by the time we get to 30, maybe we've uh how would you say, we've absorbed a lot more than our parents might have at this age.
Yep, true.
So there's a lot more to consciously get rid of.
You have all these influence in your life, and then like you said, now we live in this time where there's so many different things bombarding us, but it's taking away and deciding what is good, what is it that is of value, and what you want to put together, rather
Yeah.
than collecting so many different
Yeah.
things.
There's a Michelangelo quote. I don't know how it goes, but it's something to the effect of like, the sculpture is already there within the marble. He's just chipping away at everything that isn't it.
Yeah, I remember that one
Yeah.
too. Oh, yeah.
So it's like if you think of yourself as like everything you need is already there within you,
Mm.
and you're just like refining, getting rid of like whatever the debris of life, I guess.
Debris of life, I like that.
Yeah. And then refining the things that were already there to begin with until
Mm.
it's something that's like really, really yours.
Something that you'd like to leave in this conversation with creativity, or something that you value and you want to share.
I feel like I have an idea, but I don't know how to articulate it because my sister asked me something similar a few days
Oh,
ago.
okay.
On my birthday, she asked like, now that you're 30, what do you have any wisdom to impart from your 30 years of
Typical
life?
wisdom.
And I was like, something to the effect of trusting in your path. For me, it always comes back to like, there's beauty in the ordinary and the mundane, and it's about slowing down and appreciating it, keeping things simple. But then again, that's what works for me. So
Mm,
I don't claim to be like, this is what everyone should do more. I
mm,
think that's more what I've realized about myself, that I like keeping things simple. And the most profound things I've done seemingly the grandest things I've done have come out of me just returning to that place. So I think maybe what I would leave with anyone listening is uh, yeah, notice the patterns in your life. Notice what they're trying to tell you about yourself. And then when you're ready, just lean into that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Well, let's see then what the year looks like for
Yeah.
you, for us.
Mm-hmm.
I have to turn this
Yeah,
aircon on.
God.
Gosh, so hot.